The House Finance Committee taking up the governor's revised 2024 budget. And the early headline from that, they have more money to work with than first projected. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm John DeLuca.
And I'm Tiffany Murphy. ABC 6 News reporter Josh Kerman was at that hearing earlier today. He joins us live at this hour from the State House. Josh, what'd you learn?
Tiffany, hundreds of pages from the governor's budget condensed into a 50-page PowerPoint presentation for state legislators earlier today. As one of the representatives put it after the Finance Committee, it's a lot.
Rhode Island lawmakers on the Fiscal Committee will have months to review Governor McKee's 2024 budget revisions, as well as expectations for the next year's budget. But their decisions are made a little easier with an expected surplus this year that they're hoping carries into 2025.
You base the budget on about $370 million of surplus funds. When all the dust settled on expenditures and FEMA reimbursements, the expenditures were less. And that gives you a little bit more money to work with for this year.
One key point from Tuesday's breakdown was that states are moving past COVID funding, dropping some funding back down to pre-pandemic levels. There are things to be addressed in a range of fields, from education to healthcare to staffing problems that seem to be across the board.
In case you haven't detected a theme, these vacancies are a persistent problem. The levels that you're authorizing, although you don't always fully fund this authorization, are in the 15,000 range. There's currently about 1,700 vacancies.
The breakdown also touched on some of the promises McKee made during his State of the State.
There's $100 million being proposed for a new GEO bond. The governor continues to pre-fund the low-income housing tax credit you created last year. You set aside $28 million. The governor's added another $4 million.
And some possible problems moving forward.
I mean, a year ago, there was a recession in the forecast. Now it's just below trend growth. Doesn't sound as serious. If there's a solution needed for the Washington Bridge, that is not in these estimates. So there are things that would need to move around.
The House Finance Committee will meet with the Department of Health this week before hearing about the state archives, a bond proposal for that coming up next week as budget discussions continue. Live in Providence, Josh Kerman, ABC 6 News.